Okay, great. So see, first of all, I'm going to teach you strings today. Before that, I hope so you all know that there's a new pattern which is there now, semester pattern for you. Okay, so you will be having MCQ exams in your first semester and written exam in your next semester.
So, so the first semester won't have any programming.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So
The
now
first,
pay attention. See, it's not about having programs. There may be a program where you may be asked output of the program. So this, it is same like writing a program only then. If you know how a program works, then only you'll be able to understand how the output is achieved. You getting it? Okay.
yes, sir.
And it is yet not clear that your last exam, that's your last semester or a second semester, will be a MCQ exam again, or it will be a subjective kind of exam where you need to write. That is not yet clear, but this is very much clear that this exam, which will be there in November now, okay, which is a board exam. So it will be an MCQ online exam. Understand
Yes.
this thing, let it be MCQ online exam or whatever it will be. So don't be in such a, like, what do you say? Don't think so that you will go on Google and you will be able to find out the answer. The questions will be prepared in such a way that you need your concepts to be clear. Okay, I hope so you know the portion for your semester 1 and semester 2. Let me just show it to you. Let me share that screen first so that that much is clear to you that what is going to come in your November exam and what will be there in your the exam which will be there in May or April, whatever it is. Let me just open it for you. Where is it? Yes. Let me share the screen. This is very important. Maybe this will be shared with you by your schools also. Can you see this? You can go to ICSE website and over there you'll be able to see this. I will be sharing all this information on mail, whoever has joined this meeting. Okay, so don't worry about it. So if you see what is there in the first semester, which is of 50 marks, it's revision of your 9th syllabus, means it will be all about your if, for, and all those things. Then class basics of all computation, means about objects. Then your user-defined functions, that is all about your functions. 4 types of functions which you write, constructors. So first 4 unit will be there in semester 1. In semester 2, you'll be having string handling and all those things. Okay, but I have purposely chosen string handling topic today. Why? Because if you understand this thing, I think so in your schools also they are teaching strings and arrays and all those things. Okay, so strings and arrays are closely like the concept is closely related. So I'll be teaching you strings today. Okay, so without wasting time, let's go and start with the topic. I will be sharing my OneNote now. Okay, so about strings, first of all, you should know what the, so this is the agenda which I told you. I will be talking about your semester pattern, then I'll be talking about your string basics, functions, output questions, programs, board questions, and doubts. Okay, it's a 2-hour session, so don't worry, I'll be giving you a break also in between. Now this session, I think so it's 10 almost. Okay, this will go on for 30 minutes and then it will automatically, the Zoom meeting will get ended. Okay, after that you rejoin it after 5 minutes by taking a 5 minutes of break. I'll be putting each and everything on the group so you can get information from there. Next thing, so let's start. So what do you mean by a string? String is a class, it's not a data type. First of all, understand this thing. I want to explain this thing to you that when someone asks you that tell me different data types in Java, so sometimes you talk about string also, but string is not a data type. String is a class in Java. How do you understand this? When you talk about int, when you talk about double, when you talk about other primitive data types, I cannot go and use any function with it. Means what? With your string class, you can use a length named function. You can use a caret kind of function. There are many functions which are available with your string. Therefore, string is a class, because inside a class, I can write data members and member functions. Now, those people who don't know about data members, member functions, then you need to little bit go and study about your basics, that inside a class, there can be only and only data members and member function. Apart from that, there cannot be anything. if you need to write any kind of logic, that needs to be written inside a function. You cannot write logical statement outside a function in a Java program. So you should know this thing, that outside my class, what I can write, inside my class, what I can write. So just for your information, which is not in this string topic, but I want to tell you that outside my class, I can write only two things. That is creating a package statement, and second thing which we can write is importing a package. Apart from these two things, we cannot write anything outside a class in Java. Once again, outside a class in Java, I can write only two things. First one is creating a package statement that we can write, and importing a package. This is the second line which I can write in Java program outside my class. Inside a class, what all things I can write? I can only and only declare means I can write only data members and member functions inside my class. Apart from that, I cannot write anything inside my class. Only two things: data members and member functions. Okay. There are types of data members and types of member functions. We are not going to discuss right now about it. We are going to talk about strings only. Now, when you talk about strings, you need to understand this thing, that when you want to collect more than one character together into one unit, then that is called as a string. Means if I talk about my name is Martin Yadav. In the first name, Martin, there are 7 characters. So I want to get them those called together. Therefore, it's called as a string. Okay, great. So that was about string. Now I want to show you a structure of string. Understand it properly. Whatever I am saying, even if you listen to me carefully, you will be able to give any answer of the MCQ, which will be there for 50 marks in your paper. 50 marks मतलब कि strings के बारे में अगर कुछ भी होगा, because I don't think so that strings will be only MCQ, means your next semester, but there will be output and program questions also. So I will be taking 3 to 4 output questions and 2 programs, which we'll be doing in today's session. And that will actually get all your doubts cleared. Even if you, after that, if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so let's start. I'm starting my OneNote now and stopping this, and I'll be teaching you how actually a string looks like. Keep a notebook with you, write whatever I'm telling you. Okay, make notes of it. It will be helpful for you. So keep your notebook handy with you. Okay, let me start with my OneNote. Here you go. Just a minute. Okay, so let me know if you're able to see the screen now. Share. Yes, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let me see who is there in the waiting room. Okay, great. Now pay attention. Very important. Please pay attention. Each and everything which I am discussing with you. Okay. First of all, understand this thing, that when I talk or when I actually write inside my class, whatever I'm writing, there is no error. Okay. So pay attention. Class sample. This is my class. As I said that inside this, I can write only two things: data members and member functions. So let's say I write my public static void main string s, and inside this I am writing a string s equal to, and in this I'll write mad to code like this. Okay, this is the line which I wrote inside my public static void main function. Now what do you mean by this thing? This means that, pay attention, you are going to get a block of memory whose name is s, which stores m, a, D to C O D and E like this. Okay. Each block will have an index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And most important thing, each and every string is automatically post-fixed, you can say, or you can say at the end is added with the character that is \0. What is this \0? You don't have to pay more attention to \0, but you should know what do you mean by \0. \0 is a null character, okay, which tells that my string starts from one index number, you can say from 0, and it ends where? Means how should I know that how many characters should my S contain? So it is actually understood by this \0 over there. Okay. So this means that each and every string, let it be any language, C, C++, Java, any string is actually ended with the \0. We understand, or just for your understanding, I'm telling you this thing. In your programming, we are not going to use anywhere \0, but you should know this thing that each and every string ends with a \0. Okay, great. Now, what are things I should know about this string S now? First of all, each and every character is stored at one index number. This means that there is some way by which I can actually go and visit any of the characters in this string. Okay, how can I actually go and visit any of the characters of this string? For that, we do have some functions with us. Now, what is that function? We have some function with us where we can use a char function, which will actually go and give me any character at any index number. We are going to talk about each and every function which is there in string, but I just showed you that this is a way you declare a string in your Java. What is the second way? As I told you that string is a class for me, therefore I can declare my string. Let's say I'm taking one more variable and I can write new keyword. I can write string over here, and inside this I can write, let's say I write Yatin over here. Okay, so what is happening over here? str is a new object which is created, and inside this object we are going to get same thing which we got over here, YATIN and a \0. Okay, so my str has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like this index numbers. Okay, so you can declare a string like this also. You can declare a string like this also. Okay, so there is.
So what is the difference?
What is the difference? Very good. What is the difference? The difference is here a concrete object is created for you. Okay, you will understand this difference when I will give you an example of equals function and equal operator. Okay, it will be more clear to you. But then also I'll just explain it to you. What happens is, this is very important, okay, what I'm saying, because this is an engineering level of understanding. So just pay attention. I'll give you two examples over here. What happens is when I'm trying to write, pay attention properly, when I'm trying to write string S equal to mad to code. Okay, I write mad to code over here, and I close the closing inverted commas and give a semicolon. Now what I do is I write one more string M equal to mad to code. Now what happens is Java is a little bit intelligent. What it does is, if I'm creating strings like this without any new keyword, okay, if I'm creating strings like this without any new keyword, so what will happen is it actually goes and checks that mad to code is already present over here. Okay, so it will not actually create a new memory for this, and this M will also point to this only where I'm saying mad to code. That is the difference between writing a new keyword and not writing a new keyword. Okay, now if I actually write a new keyword and create one more string with same Yatin, then this will not be the scenario which will be there. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that let's say that inside my same void main, if I write string, pay attention, if I write string and this time I say L equal to new string, and inside this, if I write, pay attention, if I write Yatin over here in double quotes, so now this time this L will not point over here. Okay, why? Since we have used new keyword over here, there will be a new memory which will be allocated for L also, and this will be YATIN and a backslash 0. So I hope so you got the difference between when we use.
So sir, if you change the value of S afterwards, will the value of M also change?
No, it will not. Why? Because string is not an mutable object. When you try to go and change the value of M, what will happen is it will actually give it memory somewhere else, change it, and then it will try to reassign it. So till the time there is no change, which is made to S and M, both of them will be pointing to the same memory location. I'm saying, okay, not to the same string, same memory location. I hope so you're getting it. Okay.
Yes.
If I go and change any of the character in S, then what I'm trying to do is pay attention. Very good question. See, these kind of questions will come in the future sessions also, but it is not part of your syllabus. But then also I cannot keep any of the student unanswered. Therefore, I'm telling you, so pay attention. So if I go forward and if I say S equal to, and if I go and change mad to, let's say, mad 3 code. So now what will happen is, there will be a new string which will be created, mad 3 code, and this S which was pointing over here will no more point, and it will go and point to the new string like that. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there is no function in strings which can go and change the letter there itself. Therefore, strings are immutable. String buffer is mutable. What do you mean by that? If I think so, you all have seen that movie of mutants who can change themselves. So understand this thing, that string cannot change itself. String cannot change itself. String buffer can make changes in itself. What I mean by this means that if any of the change is made in a string, then a different memory is given to that string, and wherever it was pointing before, it never points over there. Now it goes and points to the new memory location where the changes are made. That is the meaning of mutable and immutable. Okay, mutable मतलब क्या होता है कि जो मैंने चेंज किया वो वहीं के वहीं हो जाएगा. Immutable मतलब क्या होता है कि उसको नया मेमोरी दिया जाएगा, उस नए मेमोरी में जाके जो भी तुमने चेंज किया वो वहां से दिखाई स्टार्ट होगा. You getting it? All of you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yes, any doubt in this, that how do I declare strings? That the first way is over there where you just declare a string literal, okay, mat to code, and in the second one you're creating an object of your class string and then creating a string. Okay, getting it? See guys, you need to speak up and ask me questions. Okay, so if you have any doubt, any basic doubt also, please ask me. Yes, Prapti, are you getting it? Sanjay?
Sir, then does it really make a difference if we declare it string S is equal to mat to code or string M is equal to mat to code?
There's a big difference, beta. There's a big difference. Why there is no difference? Why? Because why is that difference? Because when you use your equals and equal operator, then there will be a problem over here. I'll tell you. Let me just go till that point. Okay. So this is the basic information about string. You should understand this, that these are the two ways by which you can declare string. It gets ended by a backslash 0. Okay. Done. After this, you should not for your exam, what you should know, first of all, definition you should know this thing, that if it is immutable or mutable, in your MCQ questions they may ask you that is string mutable or immutable kind of thing. Okay, this can be a question of MCQ. Then they may ask you that please find a class from the following options. So over there they may give you primitive data types, and inside that they may give you a string class also written. So you should not get confused that string is a data type, string is a class. Okay, means primitive, it's not a primitive data type, it's a class. You should understand this thing. Great, this is done. After that, there can be a question where they may ask you that what is the character which gets appended, you can say appended, yeah, at the last. So it's a backslash 0, you can say a null character. There may be a question because it's there in your book also. Okay, so let's move forward now. Now there are 16 functions, 16 string functions where the question may come from. Okay, so pay attention. They are very easy. Okay, they are very easy, and I'll give you one hint also, or maybe it's not a hint, you also know this. Any function which starts with a is, okay, any function which starts with a is will give you an answer in true or false mostly. Okay, only exception is starts with and ends with. Okay, apart from this, any function which starts with a is will give you an answer in Boolean, that is it either true or false. Now pay attention. Now we're going to do it. We're starting with library, means your string functions now. String functions. The first one over here is to lower case. Second one is to uppercase. Both of them are very easy to understand. What kind of question will be asked in your exam about it? Two types of questions can be asked. First one about the return type and parameter, and second question will be an output question of this. Okay, for any of the string functions there can be 2 to 3 types of questions. First one can be, they may ask you that what is the return type of to lowercase, or what are the parameters which we give to lowercase. Okay, so you should understand about everything. Now to lowercase is a function which has no parameter but it returns a string. What do you mean by to lowercase? Any of the string which is given to you. Let's say that right now I said that I have a string mat to code with me, or you can say I'll write my name over here. Let's say string s equal to, I'll write my name, that is MARTAND, like this. Okay, see now when I say if I want to use to lowercase, since it is a method, since it is a function of string class, I need to use it something like this: s dot to lowercase, and since it returns a string to me, I need to store the answer in s again. Okay, so s dot to lowercase will do what? It will convert my Martin name to lowercase, and the return answer, the lowercase answer, I need to store it somewhere. Therefore I say s equal to s dot to lowercase. So this will actually do what? It will convert my string to lowercase. Whatever answer I have got, I want to store it in my s. Therefore I need to write it like this: s equal to s dot to lowercase. Okay, so this means that the return value of this function is a string. Is there any parameter which I'm giving to this? No, I'm not giving any parameter to this. Okay, so understand this thing, that the return type is string for this. So I'll be writing it over here. Let me remove this.
So could we say string k is equal to s dot lowercase?
Yes, you can. String k equal to s dot lowercase. So there will be a new string k which will be created, and inside that Martin will be a small case Martin will be stored. Okay. Now understand this thing, guys. Very good question, Sanjay. I need to actually means I should tell this thing to you. What happens is when I say string s equal to Martin, so s, understand, s equal to, or not, you can say equal to whatever I have created over here, A R T A N D. Dhyan dena. Whatever I've written over here, when I say s dot to lowercase, there is nothing which is happening on this string. Okay, there's nothing which is happening with this string. What is happening is they actually work on this, but the changes are not made here itself. The changes will be made and put in some another memory location, means your MARTAND is stored at some another memory location. And when I say s equal to s dot to lowercase, so what is happening is this right side gets executed first. Okay, So since this right side is getting executed first, so it is converted to small case. But when I say s equal to, so this s is no more pointing over here. Now it comes and points it over here. Now this thing is gone from your hand. Okay. But as Sanjay said, that if I say that k equal to, let's say if I say that string k equal to something like this thing, so there will be a k new string which will be pointing to this, and you already means you have this s same as what you had earlier. I hope so you're getting it. So this means that this actually proves that strings are immutable. You cannot go and make changes there itself. The changes are made at new place, and that new place is actually then referred by the same variable or with a new variable. I will be showing you an example of this. After this, I'll be sharing the whole screen and showing the example in blue. So don't worry about it. Any question till this point? Let me stop. Yes.
When do we use parameters for lowercase?
Never. There is this function has no parameters. You don't have any parameters for lower. These are predefined functions given by Java to you. So you cannot make changes by yourself in this. You getting it? Okay. So to lowercase function will never have a parameter into it. You have to just use it with a string saying that s dot to lowercase. So this s which has the string in it will get converted to lowercase and your job is done. You getting it?
Yes.
Okay, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
The strings are immutable. That means one can't make changes to the original.
exactly, yes, one cannot make changes to the original thing.
So, sir, if s
What-
equals to s2 dot to lowercase, then will the original data which is allotted for s be deleted once s points to the new data?
That becomes a garbage value then. There's a garbage collector named thing in Java, then it goes and collects that garbage. That's the thing.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, so like if you have a value in s which is maybe half capitalized, half small, and then you convert into lowercase in something called as k, and then again if you convert that k again into something else like uppercase, so will that change?
Yes, it will change if you
Okay.
want. Let's say that if I store it in K, okay, let's say that I've stored this in K, and after that in future, if I say K equal to K dot to uppercase, ho gaya. So this MARTND was, which was in lowercase, now everything will become uppercase, and K will point to the new memory location where everything is uppercase.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Perseus, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am.
Got it? Prapti?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's do one thing now. Okay, let me explain you 2-3 functions together, and then we will go and see the example. Okay. Now, next one is your replace function. Very important. Okay. So I'll just write down the return type and parameter over here. So I'll give the heading over here, return type and parameter. So return type for this is a string, no parameter. For uppercase also it is string and there is no parameter. Okay. The meeting may get ended in, let's say, in 5 minutes or 4 minutes. Please join back again with the same link. Okay. Do not take a break right now. I'll give you a break after some time. We have just started there. Now the next one is a replace function. Now this replace function has 2 parameters. Okay. Either you can replace a character by some other character, or you can replace a string by a string. Okay. So over here, you can write that there are 2 parameters, string and string. Okay. And also, sorry, I should return. Yes, Rishabh, you said something.
So, yes, sir, I have a doubt. So, sir, in applications like MS Word and all, where there is this option for replacing words, so is this function used?
Yes, this function is used. Okay. So over here, the parameter are 2 parameters. That first one, which one you want to replace and second one by which you want to replace. And after doing that, it will return me the answer that is again a string. Okay, getting it? Fine. So
Yes,
it can
yes,
actually replace a character also by a character, and it can replace a string also by a string. So you should know this thing. Okay, let me give you an example. So let's say that I have my name over here, MARTAND, okay, which is stored in S. So I have, okay, which is stored in K right now. Okay, so this is K, which is storing my string MARTAND. And if I say K equal to K dot replace A by Z, suppose. Okay, so wherever it will encounter A will be replaced by Z. Okay, or you can say Z. This means that this A will be a Z now, and this A will be over a Z now. So the string will look like M Z R T Z N D. Okay, this is what it looks like. And since it is returning me this answer, therefore the return type is string. I can replace a string also by a string. This means that if I want to replace ART with something else, so I can give ART in the first place, means over here in double quotes, and the replacing string in the second place in double quotes. Understand this thing, that strings are always given in double quotes, characters are always given in single quotes. Once again, strings are always given in double quotes, characters are always given in single quotes. Getting it? Okay,
yes, sir.
fine. So क्या हो गया भाई? कुम क्या चल रहा है? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's end this session over here only. I'm starting the meeting again. You can join that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Join back, everyone. I'm ending this one.
When we create objects,
Come again.
only one thing is being saved.
Come again.
So when we create objects, normally we are able to save multiple things in them. But is it that when we create string objects, we are only able to save that one string in them?
Yes, because when you create an object of another class, at that time we are declaring different kinds of variables inside it. Means what? Let's say that if I actually create a student class, inside that student class, I'm creating different variables for me. Let's say name, roll number, marks, and all those things. Inside string class, it is not like that. It's just one thing which is created because a string allows to create only one string for me.
Okay.
Ayushman,
Yes, sir.
you wanted to see the syntax. So syntax is something like this, that replace this, the first parameter is a parameter which you want to replace, and second parameter is a parameter by which you want to replace the character. Okay. Now let me make a new project for you and let me show you. Open kahan se aa gaya?
So can we write the program which you are like writing?
You can if you want to write.
Okay. Thank you.
I will be sending everything, but don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, now pay attention. I hope so everything is visible to you. Blue Jay, whatever I'm doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
So let's import java.util.star. I come inside, I write my public static void main. string. Yes. And I come inside this. When I come inside this, so I say string s equal to, in this thing, I'll write mad to code like this. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's see these examples. Okay. First thing which I want to show you is that there is no effect on s. That is what I'll show you first. And then we'll go on doing all the functions. So if I say string k equal to s dot to uppercase, I'll use uppercase over here. Okay, to uppercase, and pay attention over here that whenever I'm writing any kind of function, the first letter of the function is small, but if it is followed by other words, then the first letter of those words is capital, and this thing is called as camel case. Means what? Over here, two T is small, uppers U is small, capital, and case C is capital. If you miss any of this, it will give you an error. If I write like this, it will give me an error saying that what is this? Okay, semicolon to de dunga main, but it will give me an error saying that there is no function like this. Method uppercase may be you meant like you need to write with a capital letter. Okay. Now after this, what I do is I will purposely go and print both of them. That is system.out.println, and in this I will print s also for you. Okay, and I will print k also for you. So I'll print k also for you. So this means that when I'm saying s dot to uppercase, so that uppercase is not going to change my s, but the changes will be made at some other location, and that other location will be pointed to my k. That's the meaning of this. Okay. So therefore, if I actually run this program, if I go over here and if I run this, right click on this and say void main, and if you pay attention, see s is same what it was before, and k got changed to uppercase. Is that clear to everyone now? Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now when I'm using to uppercase, I'm not giving any parameter. You should understand this thing. Okay, and the return type is string. Why? Because when I say s dot to uppercase, it is returning me the uppercase conversion of that string. So jo mere paas aa raha hai wapas se, that's again a string. So therefore it gets stored in k. So that is the meaning of return type. Okay, return type means that after changing what it is returning to me, it is returning int to me, or a boolean to me, or a string to me. So it is again returning a string to me. Therefore return type of this becomes as a string. Okay. So that's the meaning of this. Now,
so would spaces be counted as a parameter?
Yes, 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 because space is also a character. Okay. If I actually try to give space means what? In single quotes, if I give a space over here, okay, see, it will say that incompatible because there is nothing like which you can give as a parameter over there. Samajh mein aayi baat?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
अगर मैंने ऐसे नॉर्मल स्पेस दे दिया तो कुछ होने नहीं वाला, उसका कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं आता. Okay, so next one, replace I was talking about. So the replace function, let's pay attention. Now I want to do everything on my s. Okay, so s string. So what I do is I say string replaced. String is the name of my variable, and I say equal to s dot replace. Pay attention what I'm doing. Replace can have, like, I'll just give o over there, o by, let's say, z, and I give a semicolon over here. Okay, so your replace function can take characters also as a parameter and strings also as parameter. This first parameter over here is a parameter which tells me that I want to replace o. And what do I want to replace it with? I want to replace it with Z. So therefore O will get replaced by Z. Now how will I see the answer? I need to print that on my screen. So I'll just copy this thing and I'll show it over here that replaced string, and I will say replace underscore string over here. Okay. Control S, Control K. Let's go back and run this thing. And you see that it is replaced by Z. Okay, O is, this is why original string, and the replaced string is getting stored, replaced by Z. That's the meaning of your replace. Now, what is the second way by which you can use replace? I can replace a string, a substring also with something. So let's say that I want to replace OCO with ABC. Okay, so what I'll do is, pay attention, I'll take one more string. If I want, I can reuse also a string. If I want, I can use this replace string also again, but let's not make your life difficult. I'll use a new string over here. So string rep underscore str equal to s dot replace, and since this time I want to replace a string with another string, I need to give it in double quotes. Pay attention properly. Over here it was single quotes. Why? Because I wanted to replace one character with another character. Over here I want to replace a substring with another substring. So I want to say OCO. I want to replace it with क्या करने का इधर replace momo करेंगे, momo. ठीक है? So we want to replace it with momo. And I give a semicolon over here. Okay, it is not necessary कि ये 3 word का है तो आपको जो replace करना है वो भी 3 word का होना चाहिए. No, you can replace anything, whatever string you want. So this OCO will be replaced with momo. Okay, so let's go down and we'll change.
Is it necessary that the character should be in a sequence? Is it necessary that the character should be consecutive?
Consecutive means this OCO you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me an example?
TD, like if you write TDE.
If I write TDE. Oh, okay, you're saying so how will it will understand then? कि TDE को क्या replace करना है? यहाँ पे T को क्या replace करेगा और यहाँ पे TE को क्या replace करेगा?
Okay.
Getting it? Okay. So over here, yes. I'll say this thing. And you see, it got replaced with Momo. Your OCO got replaced with Momo. So these are the two variants of your replace function, where you can use characters also, means to replace one character and to replace a string. Now, if you have OCO anywhere else again in your string, that will also get replaced by MOMO. Okay, that's what I'm going to tell you. The way your O got replaced with Z means every occurrence of O gets replaced by Z. So here also, every occurrence of OCO will be replaced by MOMO. समझ में आई बात? Everyone, yes, I hope so you're not sleeping. It's Sunday morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now the next one is trim function, which is very, very, very easy. Okay, what does trim function do? Trim function removes the white spaces which are at the beginning and white spaces which are at the end. What do you mean by this? What happens is sometimes what we do is, while making our accounts on Facebook, Insta, or maybe anywhere, if you're trying to write our email address, so by mistake, someone actually puts some space in the beginning or spaces at the last. Then while reading it, your Facebook, Snapchat removes those spaces which are in the beginning and the end. They are not required. You just want a string which is together. Okay, that's the meaning of trim function, that it removes the spaces which are at the end, remove the spaces which are at the back. How do I know that? Let's say that I make a new string over here. Okay, so I'll make a new string over here. String T equal to, I'll make give some over here, and I'll make Pikachu as the string and give so many spaces over here. Okay. First, I'll print this string T and I'll show you that these spaces are coming over there. Then I'll use trim function and then again show you to you that that string is not coming, means with spaces now. So let me paste my system.out.println statement. Okay. And I'll say string without trim. ज़्यादा ही आगे हो गए। ठीक है, I'll say T over here. And then what I'll do is I'll take T underscore S equal to, see guys, ये T underscore T जो ले रहा हूँ, it's just variable name. Okay, so don't get confused. So T underscore S equal to, I'll say T dot trim function. There is no parameter to trim function also. It also returns a string. Write down somewhere in your notebook, whatever I'm saying, that it takes no parameter as a parameter. There's no parameter to this function and it runs a string to you. Okay. And that string is without any white spaces at the end and in the beginning. So that you should remember this thing. So let's run this now. Let me just print this once again. And this string is trimmed string. So I'll write trimmed string. Now if you pay attention, see, यहाँ पे इतना सारा जो space आ रहा है वो कहाँ से आ रहा है, वो स्पेस का है। यहाँ पे भी देखो ये स्पेस आ रहा है यहाँ पे, ठीक है। If I actually do it over here, I'll not be able to do it over here, but since the spaces are printed, therefore I'm able to select that. But over here you'll not be able to select anything. Over here you'll not be able to select anything. Okay, because the string is trimmed. Over here in this thing, the string is trimmed for you. I hope so that is clear to you. Fine. So that was your trim function. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
अब भाई बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फंक्शन आता है इक्वल्स फंक्शन और इक्वल इग्नोर केस फंक्शन, ठीक है। इक्वल्स फंक्शन और इक्वल्स इग्नोर केस, उसके बाद लेंथ कॉनकैट, ये 8 फंक्शन अपने हो जाएंगे यहाँ पे फिर। सो पे अटेंशन प्रॉपर्ली, equals function and equals ignore case function. Now, as I told you that I will be actually explaining you in deep equals and ignore equals and equal operator. So let me go back to my OneNote. See, as I told you that when I say string s equal to mad to code and ये कौन है? एक मिनट, okay. So, and what I do is I say string k equal to mad to code, like this. So as I told you that what does Java do is, since my MA, I'll make it with thing. So M A D T O C O D and E, and that's a backslash. Okay, so every string or every variable will get some memory address. This means that this mat2 code is, let's say that is getting 1000 as its base address, suppose. Okay, 1000 as its base address. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, so 1000 as the base address. So my S also stores 1000. My K also stores 1000. Okay, so because they are pointing to this memory location, K is also pointing to this memory location. I hope so you're understanding what I'm saying. I hope so all where in whatever school you are, because there are people from Bishops, St. Mary's, Whitgier. So whoever is teaching you, I hope so they have told you that whenever I declare any variable, let's say int I, or if I make any object of it, so those variables do get some memory address, let's say 1000 to 1004 for your I. Okay, I is the name of this block, but it will get memory from 1000 to 1004. Let's say that if I'm making an object, that object also gets memory from some memory address to some memory address. So over here, when I declare a string S, this S, wherever it is pointing, it will actually store that memory address of it. So this K, wherever it is pointing, it will store the memory address of it. Okay, that's the meaning of it. Therefore, when I say string S, means when I say actually print string S, it will go and print the content which is present at that memory address. Now, the problem is, if I say if S equal K, you will always get the answer as true. Okay, why? Because over here it is not actually comparing the content of it, it is actually comparing the memory address, that is 1000 equal 1000. So 1000 equal 1000 to hamesha rehne wala hai. So therefore it is always going to give you the answer as true. But let's say the same thing if I did using new operator, means what? Instead of writing this thing, if I write string S equal to new, and then I write string, and let's say I write mat2 code in double quotes and give a semicolon. Let me remove this part from here, not needed right now. And I say string, pay attention, K equal to new string. And again, inside this, when I write mat2 code, now what is happening over here is S over here is getting a new memory address. K over here is getting a new memory address. So when TOCODE, यहाँ पे भी इसका MADTOCODE. Okay, this may start from 5000, this may start from 2000, like this. Now if I go and try to say
backslash zero,
बैकस्लैश जीरो, तो ये वो तो मैंडेटरी है, वो तो ऑटोमेटिकली आएगा, तो मैं उसको अभी यूज नहीं करने वाला. ओके, सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग कि बैकस्लैश जीरो तो अपने आप लगता है उसमें. आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू राइट इट अगेन एंड अगेन ओवर देयर. गेटिंग इट? ओके आयुष्मान?
yes,
ठीक है. नाउ इफ आई डू दिस थिंग, द प्रॉब्लम इज S over here is containing 5000, K over here is 2000, but the content of both of them is same. But then also, if I say S equal K, it will give me the answer as false. Okay, so therefore equal operator should not be used with strings, because strings always may not be declared in this fashion. The actual way of declaring, the proper way of declaring string is this. So therefore equal operator should not be used for comparing your strings. Instead of this, what do we have? we have equals operation, means a function. So we need to write if s dot equals k, then do whatever you want to do. Okay, means what? S dot equals k matlab kya karega? It will go and check the content of both of them. If both the contents are similar, it will return me an answer true. If both the contents are not similar, it will return me an answer as false. Okay, if it is true, then whatever is written in this thing will get executed. If not, then it will not get executed. Means else part will get executed. I hope so. Whatever I said right now is understood by all of you. Anybody has any question? If you are okay with that, then I'll go to BlueGen, execute this and show it to you. Otherwise, if you want me to explain anything, I will explain it to you. Perseus, understood?
Yes, sir.
Apti,
Yes, sir.
Yatin, Sanjay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, both of them will have values 1000, 1000 if we write them this way, right? String s is equal to macro code.
Yes, the way if I write in, and this 1000 which I'm writing right now is an assumption, okay? It can be any value, but both of them will have same if you write the left side of thing.
So what is this value called?
These are memory address.
Sir, do we get to know the memory address in the code?
We do get to know this, but उसके लिए थोड़ा सा अलग ये करना पड़ता है. Like if I want to know that where they are getting stored in C, C++, it's very easy. Why? Because we do get direct access to pointers over there, direct access to address over there. In Java, you don't get direct access to address. Okay, so therefore it's a little bit difficult to actually go and do that. But let's say next time if you join, I'll show you how to see the address of it. Okay, right now, if you are all okay with this example, let me go back and show you the execution of this. So does it return equals or does it returns means what happens with equal and what happens with this dot equals. So let me just show it to you. I will declare two strings over here. Fine. See, this thing is already declared. Okay, I'll do it new one. Match karte. So I'll say string. Let's say j equal to what should I do? छोटा भीम लिखते हैं यहाँ पे, ठीक है? String b equal to, this is also chota b, chota b. Now pay attention. What I do is I'll write if j equal b, both are not equal. Okay, so this will run for us, like both of them it will show equal only. Why? Because we are saying j equal b, it's going to compare the memory address in both of them. दोनों का memory address same ही रहने वाला है. So it will go back. Let's go back over here, compile it and run it, and you see that both are equal is the answer. Okay, now let's go back and make a little bit change over here. What I do is I just comment this thing, and now what I do is I say string j equal to new string. Pay attention, guys, pay attention. So I'll write chota bheem, chota bheem. ठीक है भैया, छोटा bean, and then I go here and change it to string. Let's say b equal to new string, and I write chota bean over here also. Okay. And now if I go and do j equal b, I should get both are not equal. Okay, so let's do this. Control K, let's go back and run this. Oh my God, both are not equal. ठीक है भाई, समझ में आई बात? All of you getting
Yes,
what I'm saying, guys? Go.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, instead of equal, I'll go and do something like this. Dot equals, and in bracket, I'll give B. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm not using my equal operator. Instead of that, I'm using my function equals over there. Since I'm using equals function, it will no more go and compare my memory address, but it will go and compare my content of it. If the content is similar, then it will show me the answer as both are equal, and then it will show, else it will show me it is not equal. So let's control S, control K. Okay. So you got the answer as both are equal. Okay. So my baat. What is syntax of this? Syntax of equals function is it takes a parameter, a string parameter, and whoever is calling this function, let's say J is calling this function, so we are comparing J and B. J is also a string for me. The parameter which I'm giving is also a string for me. Both of them get compared, and the return type is Boolean. It returns true or false. Understand this thing that equals function returns true if the strings are equal and false if they are not. Okay, please write down somewhere. So it's important. Now after this, I think so I will be able to cover 2 functions. So 8 functions will be over. After that, you can take a break of 5 minutes or 10 minutes and you can join back. I'll be putting on the same group that I'm starting with the lecture once again, so you can join in. Okay, and then we'll do some output questions, means we'll finish the remaining 8, then output questions and a program. Okay, so till 12 it will be over for you.
So, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Are you gonna send a photo of all this in the group? Like,
I'm sorry.
Like, are you gonna send a screenshot of all this in the group? I mean,
not in the group,
program
beta. I'll be mailing it to you. Those people who are already there in my class, you will get it. I'll personally send it to you, or I can mail it to you. And those people who are not in my class will be mailed this thing. This program will be mailed to them. Okay. The way you got the link, same way you'll get a mail from me on from the same email address with this program attached to it. Okay. If possible, I'll send you the recording also. Okay. So let's check the next one. That is equals ignore case. Now equals ignore case is useful when some people are entering their name in capital, some people are entering their name in small, और कोई महान लोग होते हैं जो कि अपना M बड़ा रखते हैं, A छोटा रखते हैं और ऐसा अल्टा पुल्टा नाम रखते हैं. ठीक है. So now after what let's say that if I want to check that if how many people are there with name Ajay. So now some people have started with a small letter, some people have started with capital letter. Now if I want to find out all the people with Ajay name, so I cannot go and use my equals function, because equals function will give me answer wrong if I try to actually compare a name Ajay with capital A and with a name Ajay with small a. Okay, because it actually strictly checks that if both of them are same, but the ASCII value is different of both of them, therefore वहाँ पे problem हो जाता है. So let's say that if I want to compare two names which are which comprise of like both uppercases and lowercase, but the letters are same, then I need to go for equals ignore case function. Okay, so what do I mean by that? This means that I'll just copy this, go down and reuse my variables this time. So I'll say j equal to new this thing, and over here what I do is I'll make H big, this H also big, and this last M also big. Okay, now if I try to actually go and say both of them are equal or not, okay, so I'll just write it over here that we are trying to see system dot out dot println equals function okay, and over here we are actually checking for equals ignore case function. So यहाँ पे भी ये हो गया ना. Okay, now pay attention. See what happens is in this first string I have H capital and M capital. Okay, and the second one I have everything small. But since I'm using equals ignore case function, it will just check that the same letters are there or not. Means H is there or not, M is there or not. Let it be capital or small, doesn't matter. So that's the meaning of your equals ignore case. In equals ignore case, it just ignores the cases, but just checks that the letters are same or not. So it will compare both of them and give you the answer. So control K, let's go back. Let's compile this. Okay, so both are equal, So string, if you want to actually compare, if you want to just print the string also and just show it to that which strings you are comparing, so you can do that also. I hope so. Equals ignore case is also. Yes.
So sir, we can use equals ignore case in those places where I mean, like you can input a username with any values and all, and then when email comes with your name, so they can
exactly. So see, your email addresses are all means always in small case. Okay, even if you put it in capital, it gets converted to small only. So अगर तुम ऊपर नीचे कुछ भी करके डालोगे तो भी वो आपका जो email address जो Gmail लेता है वो समझ जाता है. So वो अंदर जाके क्या करता है? It will go and check with equals ignore case. Okay, very good. So you're comparing it with real life examples. Very good. I hope so. This is clear to you. Equals ignore case. Okay, so last one for now is concat function. I think so. Yes, length and concat. So length is very easy. If you want to find out length of any string, so let's say if I have this string with me that is j. So how I find the length of it? So I'll say int length equal to, I'll say j dot length, length. There is no parameter to it. Return type of this is integer. Okay, so length of j we are trying to find out. So let's write down over here system dot out dot println and I'll write len over here. j से समझेगा नहीं, of ये करते हैं यहाँ पे. ठीक है, so it will find out the length of it. And at last we'll do one thing. I want to concatenate j with b. Okay, so I can do that also. Let me take a new string over here and I'll say con equal to j dot concat and I'll put a b string into this. So what I'm trying to do is your concat function is just to use concatenation of two strings. This means that it just adds two strings and keeps it together. So my this chota b with capital H capital M and small h small m will now be concatenated together and they're actually initialized or the values are put into con variable. So what I can do is I will, what happened over here? ये क्या हो गया? Okay, there's a plus sign which is missing. So give the plus sign over here, and we'll do this one. System.out.println concat string is, and all right, UN over here. Okay. So all the functions, first 8 functions are over. Over here, length function has no parameter. It returns an integer. Now, what does your length function returns? It actually returns how many characters are there. Okay. So in Chota View, how many characters are there? You can count it. That answer, you'll get it in your len variable. Concat function concatenates your J and your B. So let's see this. Control S, Control K. Okay, it concatenated, and this thing over here has 10 letters in it. Is that clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So what is the return type of equals and equals ignore case?
Equals also has Boolean return type. Equals ignore case has also Boolean return type.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All of you getting it? Any question?
No, sir.
Sure. I'm writing it over here. Let me close this. Am I audible? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about starts with function. The starts with function only checks that if a given string is starting with the substring which you give as a parameter. So I'm checking it on B now. Pay attention. System.out.println. Pay attention. I want to check if this thing starts with CHH. Okay. So I'll get an answer in Boolean. Starts with and ends with function gives you answer in Boolean, as I told you. Okay. So what will happen over here is I will just say B dot starts with, and to this I will send CHH as the parameter. Pay attention. In starts with, yeah, I forgot to make this as capital. Starts with function. Okay, let's run this, and let's actually do the ends with function also over here. So I'll just copy this thing, and I'll say ends with, what is it ending with? Beam, let's say BHIM. Okay, so it's ending with beam over here, starting with CHH. Okay, so I need to write beam. If I write anything apart from this, it will give me the answer as false. So let's do one thing. What I'll do is I will compare this and give an example of false also. So starts with, let's say, XYZ. And over here also I'll give XYZ, and ends with, we'll copy this, give an example. Okay, just pay attention. Ends with XYZ, so it doesn't end with XYZ. This should give me the answer as false. So XYZ, Control S. Let's go back over here and run this. Okay, so you can see this thing, that this string, that is Chota Bheem, starts with CHA, therefore I get the answer as true. It doesn't start with XYZ, therefore false. Over here, why we are getting false over here? Because we did not change something, I think so. Let's go back over here. Starts with, okay, I want ends with over here, and I'm writing starts with. So ends with, and this also ends with. Now Control S. Okay, Is it double S? So you can see what kind of silly mistakes which we do. And pay attention. So over here, starts with CHH, true. Starts with XYZ, false. Ends with beam, true. Ends with XYZ, false. I hope so you know how to use your starts with and ends with. So what do you need to remember with this thing? Starts with, takes string as a parameter and returns you a Boolean value, checking that if the string which is passed, is it starting with the same string or not? And same goes for ends with, because it checks that at the end, the same string is there on it. So that's your starts with and ends with. Then I want to talk about index of a caret function, and then I talk about value of function. So caret function is very important, very, very important. If I have, let me go back to my OneNote over here. Now in this OneNote, when I say MADT0CDOE, as I said that each character over here will have a, okay, now can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so sorry. Yeah, so I was saying that each and every letter in your string will have an index value. Using that index value, I can find out that which character is present at which index number. So that is what I wanted to show it to you. Okay, that is what your caret function is used for. Let's say that I want to find out which is the first character which I find, which is the second character which I find, like that. So let me open. So see over here, I'll show it to you that let's say if I say that system dot out dot println, and I want to print character at fourth index for then I'll be saying, pay attention, b dot caret, and I'll be writing 4 over here. Okay, I'm saying fourth index number, fourth place pinning, fourth index number. Index number starts from 0. So therefore, pay attention properly. Okay, that's fourth index number. And let's say that I want to find the index number of a character. Then I have index of function. So we'll write that index of function also over here. Control C, and I'll just paste it over here. And I'll say index of character. Let's say I want to find index of T, character T in this thing. Okay. So how do I use it? Index of, and over there single quotes I give T. Now if you compare both the function, that is caret function and index of function, in your caret function you have your what do you say, you have your parameter as an integer, and in your index of function you have character as your index number or as a parameter. Okay, you getting me what I'm saying? Index of का f छोटा होता है, बड़ा नहीं होता. So caret function takes integer as a parameter and returns you what? A character. Index of function takes character as a parameter and returns you what? A integer. So therefore over here parameter to your caret function will be integer, return type will be character. Index of ka ulta, parameter is character, return type will be integer. Okay, let's run this and see. So you see over here that character at 4th position is T. Okay, how do you know that? Because ये छोटा beam वाला जो है अगर आप देखोगे तो C is at 0, H, first H is at 1, then second H is at 2, third O, and at 4th we have T. So therefore T is printed over here. And we wanted to find index of T, so it's properly giving me answer as 4. I hope so that is clear.
Sir, how will index of H be returned?
It will return the first index. First index is H. Let's do it. It will actually give you the first index wherever it is found. So it will be for you H if I write. So the answer will be 1 for this. Control S, Control K. Let's go back. Very good question. That can be a question in your exam also. So can you see this? It should be 1.
And then how can we find the second index?
Then you have to
Or
go
the
for
nth
last
index.
index of. Let me show it to you. Arey, बंद कैसे होगा मुझसे? Sorry. I'm doing that only now. Index of के बाद last index of. Okay. So now in your last, let's say that there are like more than one character. Now you want to find out in between. You cannot do it. Now if you pay attention, H is coming 3 times in this. So if I actually go and start from last, there is a function called as last index of. Okay. So if I want to find out that from last at which index number it is found, so it will start from searching from the last. Okay, index number will be given as whatever the actual index number is. Means what? If I talk about chota beam, so what is the index number of this H? If I find out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is the index of my third H. So even if I use last index of as a function, it is going to search from last, but the answer which it gives is 7 only because it is at 7th index number. Let me show it to you. So there's one more variant, means last index of. What does that do? It starts searching H or any character from last. So if I actually just...
So sir, is there no way where we can find the nth index number?
No, then you have to actually start from the nth index. Means what? Let me show it to you. The variant of your index of function is something like this. That if I want to start from, let's say, second number. Okay, let's say that my H is not over here. Just for time being, what I do is I make my this thing as this H over here. Okay, and I tell my index of function to start searching from my second index. So it will give me wherever it finds the H first time after my second index. So I'll just show it to you. Control S. Now the value will be like this. Okay. So if you pay attention, it started from my second index, that is from V. So this becomes my third index. This becomes my T, becomes my fourth index, and it got the first H at fifth index. So this is how you can do it. So the variant of index of function comes in 2 ways. That first one, you can use it only with one parameter where you give only one character. So for that thing, it will start searching for that character from beginning, that is from 0th index. If you give if you give the second parameter, that is an integer value, it tells that I want to start from this index number to search. Sanjay, is this okay? That means, are you getting it?
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay. Same way, last index of. Okay. You have last index of function. So I will just copy this. V. And we'll change back this thing. Simple this and CV. I write last I is capital. I want to find the last index of H. So it will give me the index of this H, that is which is the last one. So Control S, Control K. Okay, getting it? 7. So this is at 7th index number. So your last index of actually starts it starts searching from last, but the index number which it gives is the actual index number. Doesn't start counting from the last. Index number are fixed. It will give it whatever it is. It's only that it started searching from the last. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the most important function, that is compare to function. Okay, value of function only converts any of the parameter to string, so that's not like a very rocket science, but compare to function is very important. What does compare to function do? The next 10 minutes I will be actually only explaining you about compare to functions, and then we'll take one more session maybe in this week where you can join in for the questions which I take on strings. Okay, I'll take a 40-minute session more because I don't think so whatever I wanted to cover is covered in this thing. Okay, you don't have to pay, you can just, I'll just send the message once again and you can join the meeting. Okay, so pay attention properly. I'm going to explain you compare to function. Before compare to function, I hope so you all know that I do take classes for ICSE Computer Application and for IGCSE also. So if anybody needs classes for computer application, please let them know, give my number to them. I'll be sharing my number on the group so that they get whatever help they want. Their parents can call me directly on the number which I'll be sharing. Okay, is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Compare to function. Very important. ठीक है, spelling भूल जाइए. देखो. Equal function, what does it do? It actually only returns you if the contents are equal or not. Compare to function actually compares each character of your string, and it actually it actually checks on the ASCII number. If the ASCII numbers are same and if the difference between the ASCII number is 0, then it will return 0 to us. But let's say, let me give you an example in OneNote first. So let's say that if I have the first string, यार ये चलता क्यों? अच्छा लगाया नहीं मैंने, so sorry. Yeah. So let's say my first string is Pikachu and string S equal to, and my second string K is Pikachu, ठीक है, Pikachu जो भी है, मैं एक चीज में का चेंज कर रहा हूं. So now pay attention, it's very important. ये मेरा पहला डब्बा and this is my second one. Okay, so my S over here, my K over here. P I K A C H U. P I K L C H U. Okay. Can anybody tell me what is the ASCII value for P I K A C H U? ASCII values मालूम है तुम्हें इनकी? छोटा है P सब कुछ. I hope so you know that ASCII value for small a starts from 97 and ASCII value of small a starts from 65. You should know this thing. What is ASCII value? Each and every character is given a unique value. So a is 97, that is small a is 97. big A is 65. So B will be, small b will be 98, small c will be 99, like this. Okay. So can anybody tell me, like, what is the ASCII value for at least PIKA and PIKL?
112 is P. Small p.
P is 112.
2.
112 is P. आएगा कितना है? देखो देखो गूगल करो, फटाफट बताओ मुझे.
105.
105. वेरी गुड. K का
107.
बहुत अच्छे. देखो देखो L का निकाल के रखो तब तक. L का कितना है?
$108.
बराबर 108 होगा ना. ठीक है. देखो भाई, पहली बात तो ये समझो, इंडेक्स नंबर्स अलग होते हैं. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 ये इंडेक्स नंबर्स हैं. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 और ये 112 105 107 जो लिखा है, इनकी ASCII वैल्यूज. हाउ डज कंपेयर टू फंक्शन वर्क? कंपेयर टू फंक्शन वर्क कैसे करता है? इफ आई से s डॉट कंपेयर टू k, so what will happen is this compare to function will compare p with p, means ASCII value of p with p. It will deduct it. So 112 minus 112, I get the answer as 0. चलो 0 है, वो next character को देखने जाता है. Next character में भी अरे 105 minus 105 equal to 0 आया. Very good. So next character देखने जाता है. तो 107 minus 107 0. Very good. When it goes to the next character now, it says 97 minus 108. What is the answer? What is the answer when I say 97 minus 108?
Minus 11.
Minus
11.
Pakka. So if you get any answer greater than 0 or less than 0, it will stop over there. And it will return that answer. So minus 11 will be the return value of compare to function. If this means that if the final answer returned by your compare to function is 0, this means both of them are equal. If it is greater than 0 or less than 0, this means they are not equal. Simple सी बात है. समझ में आई बात?
So these are the ASCII values, right?
These are the ASCII values, right? So in compare to function, the ASCII values are compared and the return type is also an integer value. In equal function, ASCII values are checked over there also, but the return value is in true and false. Over here, the answer is in integer. And what is that integer? It is the subtraction of the first unmatching character. मतलब कि वो क्या करता है? It actually subtracts the ASCII value of first unmatching. जहां पे भी पहला unmatching character मिल गया, उसका जो भी difference होगा, that will be returned to you. I hope so that is clear. समझ में आ रही है बात?
And sir, if the strings are equal, it will show 0.
If the strings are equal, it will show me, give me the answer as 0. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Now
You
there
can
are
show the
two
syntax.
variants of this. Now there are two variants of two. One more variant of this means what? Let's say, pay attention properly. Let's say that I write Pikachu over here, and I write, I'll just add Go to this Pikachu. Okay, and the second string is Pikachu only. So what is happening over here? Let's say S is pointing to this and K is pointing to this. So till this point, everything is same. Here there is nothing. So in a scenario where till or extent everything is same, but the second string or maybe the first string is not containing anything after that. In this scenario, the lengths are checked. What is the length of this? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 और इसका 7 है. So 9 minus 7, 2 will be returned to you. So please understand this thing that अगर एक मतलब कि दो मेरे पास स्ट्रिंग्स हैं और दोनों एक पॉइंट तक सेम है, ठीक है, और दूसरी का लेंथ खत्म हो चुका है और पहली वाली में ज्यादा कैरेक्टर्स है, so it will return the means the difference between the length of them. You getting it what I'm saying, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see an example of this quickly and then we'll stop with the session. See, I'll take two strings. Purposely, I'll take new one so there is no confusion. String str1 equal to, अपन क्या करेंगे पहले वो लेंथ वाला देख लेंगे. So कैपिटल में देता हूं मैं सब कुछ, Pikachu go, and I'll take string str2 equal to, ठीक है. So if you see properly, they all means both the strings are same till u. So now if I actually go and use system.out.println compared to see over here, I'll be writing str1 dot compare to str2. ठीक है, str1 dot compare to str2. This should give me the answer as 2. Control K. Let's go back, run this, and you get the answer as 2 over here. Okay. Now the thing which we did for on our OneNote, that is, what we'll do is we'll make this as Pikachu and second one as Pika-LG. So
Can you explain why they're showing 2?
why this is 2?
Why they're showing 2 answer?
Because length of this thing is 9 and length of this thing is 7. यहाँ तक तो सब कुछ same था. That is what I'm telling you, that compared to function में अगर एक हद तक सब कुछ same है, but एक का length ज्यादा है, दूसरे का length कम है, so that in that time length is checked. But let's say the unmatching character was found over here only. यहाँ पे कहीं मिल जाता है unmatching character, तो वो वहीं पे रुक जाता है, वो फिर वो length चेक करने नहीं जाता. ठीक है.
And sir, if you write str2 dot compare to str1,
उल्टा होगा, -2 आंसर आ जाएगा. I show it to you. 2 and I'll do 1. Control S, Control K, and you get -2 as the answer. ठीक है. Yes, Aishman.
got it.
MT1 equal to, I'll say Pikachu over here, and string MT2 equal to, देखो Pika-LG. ठीक है, ये हो गया. And now we will compare, and you should get the answer as -11. So pay attention. We are comparing this with this. So this is MT1. This is MT2. Did you get this?
Yes.
Okay. So we are finished with all the functions which are there. Any doubt till this point?
Sir, and if you write MT2 dot compare to MT1, it will show 11, right?
11. It will show 11. Okay. So what are we left with? We are left with some questions that which I was not able to, because the content is so much, I was not able to cover this in these 2 hours, but I will take one more session for you. Yes, Sanjay.
So, sir, just to re-clarify for that, to find the index number of n, we have to start from the index number of n minus 1. Like if you have to find the third index number, we have to start from the index number of the second one. second
Yes,
index number.
yes. No, it's not necessary. You can start from, but let's say that if there are more than one similar characters, जैसे अभी अपने इसमें H बहुत बार था, right? So
Yes,
if
sir.
you want to find out the index number of third one, then yes, you need to actually start from after second index जहां पे भी मिला था तुम्हें, उसके बाद उस H का जो second index जहां पे मिला था, उसके बाद से आप start करोगे, then only you'll get the third one. Else it will give the answer of second one.
Okay, sir. And each time when we say string s is equal to so and so, we are assigning a new value to it, right?
We are assigning a new value to it, and if the string s means whatever value you're putting in s is different every time, it is getting a new memory location every time.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Okay. So that's it for today, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. I hope so. You all enjoyed the lecture. I'll be putting a feedback link in the group. Give your time and give a proper feedback over there if you liked it or if you did not like it.